Hey guys, this time we are looking into that range observable. So as it says, it creates the observable that emits the sequence of number within a specified range. So that you can specify your own range, and based on that, gonna be create the series of that number. So syntax will be something like this, like range. It takes three arguments. First one is start from where you want to start from. Then default is 0. Second one is a count, means how many numbers you want to generate, and the scheduler. Scheduler will take see the later how it's going to affect, but you can specify the different scheduler, like either you want to go with a queue scheduler or a sync scheduler or SAP scheduler or any. There are five type of the different schedulers, so you can choose any one out of that. We'll see in the example code. So here you can see that if you see the bubble chart, then is a range 1 to 10. So that means I'm gonna generate total 10 numbers starting from the 1. So that's a 1, 2 up to 10, and then it's gonna be emit the complete that observable output. Okay, now let's check it out in the code. So that's the same one, like range.js file. I just create the one sample file for check out all the range related uh, stuff. So first, I'm gonna import it. Forget about this three part, as that will go in a region 3. The import range from the RxJS. So I'm importing that observable. I'm just creating the one function which can be exportable, as so I can use into the index.js. So that's importing the same range observables and just calling that function, so it can execute this code. So here, like a constant numbers observables that I'm using the range 1 to 10. So that means I'm creating the range from 1 to 10. I'm creating a series of numbers from 1 to 10, and range is then I'm subscribing to that observable, and definitely that value that we're gonna receive from 1 to 10, and that's all the values I'm gonna uh, console it. Now let's check it out on a code. So I already running on my web webpack one, so it should be running on my browser 8080 already. Let me restart it. So here you can see that now the value started from the 1 to 10, and all will be generated, means there will not be any gap, it will be generated all at once. So you will immediately find it on this console. Let's try to change it a little bit. So I'm just gonna change to 1 to 5, and now you can see that the values are generating from 1 to 5. Similarly, you can change the starting point. So I can change the starting point 4, then it's gonna be changed from 4 to 9, because I'm gonna generate the 5 different number. So here you can see that, sorry, 8 or 4 to 8 is starting from the 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's how it's gonna work. Okay, now let's check the another little twist on the code. So let me just comment this out and open up the region 2, and let's see the how it's work. And let me see then what we are expecting on this one is number 3. So basically what it will be, either it is starting from 3, or 3 is a number, or total number of values I'm gonna emit. So let's check it out. So you can see that it's starting from the 0 and 3. So that's not a range, even though that's my first value, first argument is for the starting value. But if the starting value is already default to 0, so if I'm not specifying I'm only specifying the only one argument, then it will be considered as my uh, number of values I want to emit. So that's like 3. So starting from the 0, and then we emit the 1, 0, 1, and 2, and so on. And now let's start with a little bit more complicated example. So here I just try to create the 4 different observable with the same function range. But here in this time I'm specifying the third argument, that is my scheduler. So if you remember my syntax of the range function, so it's taking the 3 different arguments. One is start, from where I want to start my value, then count, and the scheduler. The scheduler, you can specify 3 different values, like a async, SAP, and queue schedulers, and based on that it gonna be behave a little bit different ways. So that we're gonna check it out how it is differently behaving on a browser. So yeah, so and I'm creating a 3 different subscription for the same, and I'm providing the same out kind of I'm just logging the same values, but I'm just to identify that what kind of this observable I have used. I'm just putting the value async, value scp, value and value q. So if I'm not specifying anything over here, I'm and a third argument, so by default it will be considered as an undefined, and in that case it will be goes as synchronous generations, or my range will be generated synchronously and deliver or emit that value synchronously. So all are that emitted all at once. So even though there are 4 if I'm not specifying anything over here, so let's remove the all 4, and so these are all same, but just for its look, we keep the number value different and variable name different, and we keep that just identifier on our output, and let's see how it's behaving on a screen. So here you can see that the what are the first subscriptions was done that appear first. So all that 4 values appear first, then ASAP, and then you can see that value 1 2 3. So that's without any kind of scheduler one, and then we have the value 1 q and 4, because since we have removed everywhere from the scheduler, so it's behaving in that way. Now let's go back and put it back everything on third argument, whatever it was earlier. Now let's try to save it and let's run, see what's happened. So here you can see that like value 1 2 3 4, then you can see that 1 2 3 4 q, then ASAP, and then asynchronous. So here the based on this scheduler, you can decide like how you want to emit that value, either it is should be the synchronous or the asynchronous. Even if it is asynchronous, you can also define like a micro task called ASAP, so which is little bit faster, going to emit faster than the normal asynchronous queue. And or otherwise you can also specify the queues, so that's not going to wait for anything, it will be for the immediate, but that's also sometimes considered as a if you specify some sort of delay, then it will be almost like similar to the async. So let's see that how it's behave if I'm gonna be have the value something around the 4000. Just to prove that, like if I'm specifying the queue scheduler, it's gonna be have it displayed as or it will be emitted synchronously and is going to be blocking your entire page in that case. So we have to make sure that you are not using the larger number for emitting the value for the range, otherwise can be blocking your entire screen and your browser may be frozen. So let's check it out and let's see that how it's work. So okay, so all the value has been emitted. So because it is a 4000, so it able to, but still you can see that after emitting all that 4000, then and then my ASAP and async has been emitted. Now let's change back to that 40,000, so it's gonna take little more time. So here you can see that it's taking a lot more time, and maybe at this time your browser is still showing as a loading and it may be stuck, so it's kind of the blocking stage. So we have to be very careful while you are using the range and make sure like you are not using the very huge range for emitting. Then if we want to do that, then better we have to use either async or ASAP scheduler, so it will make it asynchronous, so and it's not, it will not be the blocking, it will not go in a blocking stage. So hope you guys like this one and you find it helpful for this one. I'm gonna be making the more video related to other operators and observable, so keep tuned on this channel. Thank you.